guys, and welcome to today's video. Those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Maria, and today going to play around with the new Tom Ford quad. It's the one metallic denim. I haven't swatched or used this yet. There's also another quad out, and I think that one's called Rose Prisme, and there's a couple of reasons I didn't get the other one. One, because I saw, well, I've seen two videos on it now, and the color payoff isn't that great. And the other reason was I got this one from Selfridges, and by the time that I noticed they were on the Selfridges site, the Rose Prisme one had sold out. Now, I have seen a couple of videos on this metallic denim quad as well, and one of the videos, it showed that there wasn't much color payoff, but the other video I watched on this quad, it looked absolutely stunning. So I'm not quite sure which way it's going to go. This is the usual wet dry formula for these quads with Tom Ford. I'm just going to take out the brushes and the plastic covering on it. And here are the colors. They are just beautiful, and it's no surprise that I purchased this quad because of the blue color. I thought it would look really, really stunning. So I probably will use this quad both with using the shadows dry and maybe adding with the brushes wet as well if it needs a bit more of a punch to the colors. But like I said, I watched two different videos and there were two different results, and both women that I watch know exactly what they're doing when it comes to makeup. It's just that they performed quite differently. So it's going to be really interesting to see how these work today. So I'll swatch these on my arm for you. So this sort of light champagne colour, it feels sort of more like a topper. This is a gorgeous taupey brown colour, and this is that steely blue. And the black here is possibly more of a really dark grey and has some sparkles in it. They are all shimmer shades. There are no mattes in this palette, but I think that hopefully if there's the payoff that I'm expecting, these are going to look really, really pretty. So I'm going to go into that taupey brown, that really gorgeous shade first. I'm going to take the Rephr number 15 brush. As I said, I'm going to use these dry to begin with and see how they go. There seems to be quite a decent amount of pickup on the brush. So I'm going to put this mostly over all the lid and all the way up on the brow bone.
We got a brand new day. Good love is on the way, and if you take my hand, I'll walk with you to Georgia. Have you ever
These blend really beautifully, and there seems to be the payoff that I would expect from this shade. So far so good. It really is a really pretty shade. And I didn't say at the beginning, but I have got eyeshadow primer on. I've also got all my foundation and blush and bronzer on as well, because I've just finished another video and all I've done is remove the eye makeup that I was wearing and the mascara and just laid down my concealer again before this video. I am going to try and get a bit more out of this colour just through the crease. So I'm going to grab, it's the Sonia G Crease Pro brush. I'm going to go back into that shade, and I just want to add a little bit more colour through the crease if I can get some, and that seems to be a little bit better. So that looks really nice. So now I'm going to go into the darkest shade in this palette, and I'm going to use the Sonia G. It is the Builder 3 brush, and I'm going to put this on mostly on the outer corner of my eye and just see how this looks. The payoff seems to be really good. Like I said, there was one video where it was showing hardly any sort of pigment, even with this darker shade. So whether there's just an issue with at the factory where it was made and it's a control, a quality control issue, and some had got through that shouldn't have, because this is fine. This payoff is really, really good. After I saw that video where there was hardly any payoff, I'd already ordered this quad and I thought, oh, I've made a big mistake. But then I saw the other video where it looked really beautiful. So I was hoping I wasn't going to get a quad that obviously was at the ingredients of it or the formula is at fault in some way. Just going to take the Chikuhodo blend brush just to soften out the edges a little bit. But I'm really loving the colours in this quad so far. I'm really hoping the blue is going to be gorgeous, because that is really, well, for me, the standout shade. And before I use the blue shade, I'm going to take my Rephr number 3 and put some of the shade that I've just been using on my lower lash line. Those of you that watch my videos probably think I'm always putting eyeshadow underneath my lower lash line, and well, there's two reasons for that. One, because I like the look of it, and two is no matter how much concealer I put on, I have quite prominent veins and they're just under here, and I find by putting eyeshadow under there, it sort of takes the focus away from those veins. And also the other thing, when you have oily skin, using a shadow instead of a eyeliner pencil, it's not going to move around or smudge throughout the day, the same as some eyeliner pencils would. So now for the blue shade. So I'm going to take the Sonia G, this is the Builder Pro, and put some of this blue shade on. If I need to, I will wet the brush, but I just want to try it dry first.
Dove in from high above, and if the answer's no, well then I'd like to get to know you. And though I know these lights are blinding, I will guide us home. 'Cause I don't know what
that blue eyeshadow is really stunning, and there was nothing wrong with the payoff using the dry brush, but I am going to wet it as well so I can see, and also you can see if there's a difference with the payoff and get a little bit more punch out of the colour.
I don't know what I've been told. The weather outside is not that cold, and if you take my hand, I'll walk with you to Georgia. And I don't know what those men see, but I
So you definitely get a bit more payoff having the brush wet, but either is really beautiful, and I'm definitely getting more payoff both dry and wet than I saw in that first video where the person using it was like they weren't even, well, hardly pigmented at all. So I'm going to take the Rephr number 3 brush again and going into that blue shade, and I want to put some of that colour under my eyes as well. So I'm going to use that lightest shade in the quad, and that one is more like a topper. And I'm not going to blend this in, I'm just going to just place it over the top. Absolutely stunning. This would be such a gorgeous evening look or daytime look if you like to wear really bold shades during the day. But for me, this would definitely be a look if I was going out to dinner with my husband. I think it looks stunning, and the payoff of these colours were beautiful, and it also blended really well too. So I've just been deciding which eyeliner I'm going to put on, and I think I'm going to use the Chanel. It's the long lasting eyeliner, and it's in the color Marine. This is a really beautiful color, and I think it'll go really well with these shadows. So here is the finished look. So I did put on that eyeliner, the Chanel one in Marine. Then I put on my mascara using the Chanel Le Volume one in Noir. I already had my blush on and bronzer on, as I said, and everything that I'm wearing today will be in the description box below. And the lipstick I put on is the Chantecaille Lip Chic one, and this is in Hyacinth. And overall, I think the shadows are stunning. The blue is just stunning. I mean, I went all out today. I pulled the shadow right and round the inner corner, not just using a highlight, carried that blue shade right round, and also went quite heavy with the black sparkly shade, and then with the topper over the top of the other shadows. But it's really, really beautiful. It looks really dramatic, and I think they are just absolutely gorgeous. So I don't know what the issue was with the Tom Ford quad with one of the videos that I was telling you about, because it was like they were putting it on their brush and on their eye, and it just did not show the pigment very well at all. It must have just been a faulty quad, and hopefully it was just a one-off, because the other video, like I said, that I watched, it looked absolutely stunning, and this quad performed just as well as that one that I saw. So if you really love blue eyeshadows and you love a really smoked out look, then I highly recommend this quad. I think it's absolutely stunning. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye.